we're going to take those principles and those beliefs into our daily lives, and we're going to live those things out. And it's quite admirable. And so I think it's incumbent on all of us who understand what is at stake in America to stand united with these and to make sure that our convictions and our freedoms are upheld.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Tuesday, October 18th. How is everyone? Yesterday was a really busy Sister Wives Day. We were doing our 2 back-to-backs for the episode. There was a lot of sound bites about Cody Brown and everything that's going on with the Brown family and the Apostolic United Brethren and the polygamy stuff. Let's dive back to the world of the IBLP, the other group that we talk about. And we're going to bring up a article that was put out by Anna, or an article put out about Anna Duggar's visits to Josh in Texas by the Ashley Reality Roundup. I was actually able to verify some of the information that she provided in her report, as well as get some insight into some of these details that she provided, because Anna has dropped books off or brought books for Josh or sent books in the mail for Josh to read. And I got a lot of information about these books and why she would be doing this. Anna apparently wants to move, which Without a Crystal Ball already told you about a couple months ago. But before we get into this, can you do me a huge favor? And I know I say this every day, but there's a huge percentage of you that are still watching my videos every day that have not subscribed. And I would love this channel to reach 300,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. I know it's a huge long shot, but I would love to see this channel just continue to grow. I love this community so much, and watching just every single time someone new clicks that subscribe button, I just keep thinking like another awesome person that's watching and engaging and providing insight in the community. It's amazing. So there's a huge percentage of you that are still watching me daily and do not subscribe. So if you just check that out and hit the subscribe button, and then also make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you like this content, and leave comments if you have something to say. So let's first dive into the report by the Ashley, and I'll be able to tell you what I was able to confirm and what I know and what I don't know. Okay. So it says that a source from inside Seagoville, so someone from Seagoville has apparently reached out to the Ashley, tells her that Anna Duggar has frequently visited Josh, and she's planning to relocate to Texas, and she's sending him books on relationships. So in my insight, just before we start on this, the insiders in the prison are not super familiar with the IBLP. I've had a bunch of people that have reached out that have been in there, that have like family members in there, and most of them are very unschooled about the IBLP. But I've also learned too that when they talk, they don't always speak the truth. So I'm always like, let's take this with a grain of salt. But some of these books actually are on pace and on par with the books that they would use in the IBLP. So this is what the Ashley received from her source. She says that Anna has been visiting Josh faithfully every other weekend, despite the 6-hour drive from home to Arkansas to the FCI Seagoville. So she can go visit twice a month, and I'm assuming that this is likely true, although I don't know. The kids are not able to go with, so Anna would be going on her own, which would mean that Anna is leaving the kids at home, or she's bringing them with her and they're staying with Priscilla and David. That's just a huge commitment. It's a 6-hour drive. She's probably staying for like, I think the visits can be up to 4 hours. Yikes. Okay. So it says that she even went recently on back-to-back weekends because they were attending an event in Texas. So she went down on back-to-back weekends because she was down there for the family conference, which is in Big Sandy, Texas, which is part of the IBLP's family conference. And that Big Sandy is about an hour and a half away from Seagoville. So apparently Anna wants to move her and the kids to Texas, and apparently her and Josh have been fighting about this. And this actually doesn't surprise me because Josh thinks he's going to get out of this. And I've told you this before. Like, Josh literally thinks he's going to get out of this, and he's convinced his brothers and his father that they're all going to get out of this. So apparently Anna's looking for a home for her kids that is close to Seagoville. And Josh filed an appeal, but he's unhappy that Anna is trying to move. So this is what the source says. He thinks he's going to beat his appeal, and he feels his wife's move is unnecessary. He tends to think that they're going to reverse this case. I told you that. I mean, that hasn't changed. Josh literally has convinced his brothers and his dad and other family members that, like, they're going to go back to trial and he's going to win. That's why some of his brothers are not speaking publicly. It says Josh and Anna had a dispute on the phone, and Josh went 2 days without talking to her, which is a big deal because he calls every day. Okay, yeah, we know based on records from when he was in Washington County that he and Anna were logging calls on the daily. So if this is true, I don't know, I'm sure. But there's also been days where he wouldn't be able to have calls because they don't always get access to calls if they get in trouble, if there is lockdowns. There's a lot of different reasons why they might not have calls. I don't dispute this at all. I would say that they've probably had more than a few arguments during his time in lockup, because at this point it's October 18th. Josh has been behind bars for 10 months now. 10 months. So he gets $500 per month on the phone, and he doesn't get access to email. That's, again, not surprising. Email is a privilege at this facility, and because of his charges as a offender, he doesn't get access to the internet, so he doesn't get to email. You either have to call or see him in person. So apparently he requested to get access to emails, but he was denied by the warden. That's what this person says, which again would be what Josh told this inside source. Now, my fear here is that whoever Josh is talking to inside is not going to have this information, because Josh already, I've been told, like, doesn't trust a lot of people there. So that's why, like, sources have been, like, sporadic. Like, as soon as Josh figures out that someone's talking or a story gets out, then, like, sources dry up. It's so tricky with this. It says that Anna seems tired, broken, and worn out during her visits. I mean, I guess that would be true. And his actions appear to have really affected her, obviously. Anna is definitely a shell of a human at this point. She's struggling, and she's, trying to navigate everything that's been going on in her life. So apparently she sent him 2 books. One is called Draw Close, a devotional for couples. And then that book is authored by Willard F. Farley. And this author actually wrote the book His Needs, Her Needs, which was a huge book about 30 years ago. And then the other book is Love and Respect, the Love She Most Desires, the Respect He Desperately Needs, by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. Here's what I can tell you about the books. Both books are huge in their circles in terms of, like, marriage books. And the specific book about love and respect, this is a staple in the IBLP. So I had the opportunity, I reached out to like 3 people who are like my three separate Duggar sources. And one worked for the IBLP and said that the Love and Respect is a book that the IBLP had everyone at the IBLP read, even though they were single, and took a vow of singleness. They had to read this book. I also spoke to a Duggar friend who said that they have all read this book, and then another person who said that they read this with their church Bible study, which was a church that was connected to Ben and Jessa. So there seems to be a lot of people reading this book, and the book is all about how men need respect and women need love. And if those 2 things are incongruent, that things will get out of whack. So the way that they will twist it, though, is different than I'm sure what the author in this book intended. And it's obviously I think it's very simplistic to suggest that men need respect and women need love, because I think we need both. According to Amazon, it says, cracking the communication code between husband and wife involves understanding one thing, that unconditional respect is as powerful for him as unconditional love is for her. It's the secret to marriage that every couple seeks, and yet few couples ever find. While both men and women deserve both love and respect, in the midst of conflict, the driving need for a woman is love, and the driving need for a man is respect. When either of these needs isn't met, things get crazy. I actually think that this is way wholly simplistic, and I don't think you could ever say that all men want respect and all women just want love. That's just so black and white, but that's again how these circles move. It says that if you want to feel peace, closeness, value, and experience marriage the way God intended, this book will help you get there. This book is for anyone in a marital crisis, the happily married, engaged couples, pastors and counselors, and small groups. This dynamic is life-changing. Okay, so it's all about how men need respect and women need unconditional love. So this is what I was told about how the IBLP and how the Duggar circles would spin this. Because it's a patriarchal society and because men have undue influence and control over women, the respect is a way bigger need than the love. And if man isn't giving love to the wife, he will literally just say, that's because you aren't respecting me. And you don't get my love until you respect me. And because it's so heavily, you must submit to me and you must obey me, it's very like it leaves women in a position of longing and desperately in need and in search of love, and in men being like, well, I can use this against you because you're not doing what I need and what I want. You're not giving me what I need. You're not respecting me. You're not respecting my authority. So you don't deserve love. And it ends up being used like a weapon against the women in the cult. So they take it to extremes. And that's really how this cult works as a whole. Women don't really have a say. And so when I talked to a friend of the Duggars that specifically knows Josh and Anna, I said, you know, what do you think this is about? And the friend said, obviously Anna is clearly desperate for Josh's love, and she's probably been desperate for his love the entirety of their relationship because Josh treats her like chattel. Basically like she's his property, and that Josh, they describe as more of like a covert narcissist because in public, he does all the right things and he treats her like the way that he should. But behind the scenes, he's very domineering. He basically directs every aspect of her life and tells her exactly what to do and dictates all aspects of like who she can see and what she can wear and where she can go and who her friends are and what she can do on social media. Like it wouldn't be anything above Josh at this point to have Anna delete social media because he can't be on it. So she can't be on it. Like that's how Josh would be. He is also the kind of person that will say disrespectful things about her privately to friends, but publicly like gloat on her. She walks around, as the friend explained to me, as like just a doormat and just does whatever he needs and whatever he wants. And they said they actually feel super bad for Anna because she walked into Josh, who literally is super arrogant. The friend said, Josh is the most arrogant, smartest man in the room, always from the best, most smartest, amazing family in the world. And so therefore, Anna didn't stand a chance because she came from a poor family in Florida of a father who was a poor minister, like had poor by the standards of the Duggars. And she married up. But why did if Josh was so up here, why did he marry down? And this is what the friend said. Josh tried to marry equal. He tried to marry the Holt's daughter, Kaylee, and it didn't work. And because his name was so tarnished by the time that the Duggars were looking for someone for him, the only thing that they could do was marry down. The Duggars didn't feel like they had any other options. So they had to find someone who was beneath them. And so now Anna's just left in a world of imbalance. She's probably been desperate for love this whole time. And so basically the way that the person at the IBLP explained this to me is that because of the issues that they're having in their marriage right now, this would be a standard, read these books, let's all work on this and then like brush it under the rug and everything will be fine. Let's do our devotions together. Let's walk through the motions. Let's not really talk about things. Let's not talk about the elephant in the room. And that's what the friend said is like, sure, they can do all of these things, but like, let's not address the elephant in the room that Josh is a P that did horrific things. Instead, let's talk about Anna needing love and Josh wanting respect, right? Like, why are we ignoring the fact that Josh is a P and he did horrible things? And he's a criminal, and that she shouldn't stay with him. But this is what she's been taught, and so it's literally, you know, not surprising to me, one, that she wants to move. I've already heard this. We already knew this. Two, not surprised that they're not getting along. Not surprised that she's upset with him. I do think that she doesn't believe that he's going to get his appeal overturned. I think some people in the Duggar family also believe that. And I think by her wanting to be there, she's trying to just maybe come to terms with the fact that he is going to be there for 12 years. But I think that it would be ridiculous for her to move, not because of Josh not getting out of the prison potentially, but because the closer she is to Josh, the closer she is to his control and the more he can control her. It's kind of like in many ways how Warren Jeffs still controls his cult inside prison. Josh could very well just continue to control Anna inside of prison. It's disgusting. And as long as he has enablers on the outside that are helping facilitate like this, like his parents, it'll continue. And don't expect her parents or her family to save her, because at this point, Anna's going to do what she's going to do. Anna Duggar is a regular visitor. Anna wants to visit. Oh, Anna wants to move. So another thing someone brought up is that even if she were to move, there's an option where she could potentially be housed by the IBLP. They own a ton of property in Texas. It's about an hour and a half away, but they definitely have houses where she could live at without paying rent or a reduced rent. So she might even not have to buy anything if she really wanted to like go down and stay and be close to the Duggars or be close to Seagaville. She could move and be like an hour and a half away in Big Sandy and stay with the IBLP. Like they said, two people said they wouldn't put it past the IBLP to put them up for that, because David and Priscilla Waller still hold a lot of clout with the organization. So that's what I have for now. What are your thoughts about the situation? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.